The Consumerism Generation. Shout out to Tommy NFG.
Labubu Matcha Dubai Chocolate Crumble Cookie. The matcha sugar cookie with a chocolate mousse, coffee, pistachios, and more pistachio butter. The Labubu is a matcha chocolate with toffee pistachio filling.
Is that Megan Thee Stallion?
Toffee pistachio filling.
That's definitely Megan Thee Stallion.
Growing up in a generation where a couple of the main hopes past generations had are gone, the ability to be financially free and clear all your debt isn't happening for most people in our generation. The people at the top know this so much, it's now common to have buy now and pay later everywhere. Like, they added that to DoorDash. If this isn't a sign to wake up people, then I don't know what is. Shoot, the average person in Gen Z who wants a new car is going to be paying off that thing for the next 10 years. I think you sign a little bit of your soul away when you sign that lease. So the way Gen Z has been coping with this and trying to get away from these thoughts is with what we call consumerism. People have been memeing about it and talking about it on TikTok recently. Consumerism, by its definition, is an economic and social system that encourages the consumption of goods and services as a mean of attaining well-being.
So, basically, relying on the external to satisfy what is lacking on the internal, and you'll always lose. Somebody said something to me. It was Neural Knowledge who said, everything we buy, everything we desire is for a feeling. We want more money to have peace and to be relieved of stress. We want more followers and views as YouTubers to have what? More money, which equals more peace or more status and respect. So anytime you rely on the external to suffice internally, you will always be let down eventually because the external shakes and it has ups and downs. But what's internal, that state of being can be maintained just by you and your focus. So that's why our generation is so lonely. That's why our generation is so sad, is because we keep expecting the external to suffice what's internal.
And no matter what or where you are in life, everyone contributes to it. Like, when you buy something that makes you happy, that is technically a part of consumerism. But the problem is when you have to keep...
I think every single human does that on Earth that is able to. That's not a thing that's just, you know, special towards Gen Z or American. Like, everybody does that shit. Do some do it more than others? Yes, but like, we all do that shit.
Keep buying things or the best new thing that's trending on TikTok to be at peace. And just to make it clear, consumerism isn't only a Gen Z or millennial thing. Like, it's existed for past generations. You may have seen your grandparents or someone old.
Yeah, my mom bought my first PS4 off QVC.
In your family watching the QVC channel, which is quite literally a channel that just sells you stuff, like that's all their content. And when you see old people watching this, they're in a trance. As soon as they pull up a word to order the item, they move faster than they have the past 15 years to buy it. But no, Gen Z is much smarter. Instead of having a TV channel control us, we have a much more valuable and educational source doing it. TikTok live streams.
Who the fuck is finna? You barely can even see it. Look how bro, you can't even see the material. I barely saw what color it was. Mind you, you can't pause TikTok lives. This is what niggas do, and it works. Like, this just looks so gross. Like, I could imagine this being your 9 to 5. You just standing around for 7 hours straight. I would. This is niggas' lives. There's nothing new about it. There's an art to selling, and it's like there's no like spontaneousness. There's no going door to door and shaking somebody's hands and smelling their environment, seeing their environment, breaking down their psychology to figure out the best way to sell them the product. Like, there's an art to living life, and technology strips you of some of the beauties of doing an art of anything in life. Like, bro.
The difference between past generations versus newer generations is the amount of ads we get. In the past, you were mainly seeing ads through TV commercials and hearing them on the radio. Typical stuff we're used to, billboards and posters on walls. Most people ignored them, but it was definitely easier for advertisers to reach certain audiences. We all remember certain commercials collectively growing up, and they've become memes of their own. Just want to say Fushigi, that was a scam, and I was heartbroken finding that out when I got older.
Yeah, nigga, or the flying saucer, nigga. I remember the flying saucer. I swore that shit was an actual flying saucer, and then when I bought it in the little string, it actually still had a really cool illusional effect, but the string was so skinny it was easy to break. Or when they had the flat ball, bro, the flat ball that was actually a ball that you could throw as it, bro. These niggas used to be bullshitting us, but it looked so lit on the commercial as a kid, bro. Or what was the Snackies cups? What was that shit called? Like Snackies or something like that. It was like a cup where you could drink out of it. You could drink out of it and hold snacks at the same time. It might have been called Snackies. I'm not sure, but bro, there was so much shit that they lied to us about, bro. Yeah, Snackies. You could put the snacks in right here and drink from the bottom, bro. But I heard, and it was like you could flip it down and it wouldn't open, but I heard it was bullshit and like that shit was terrible, like with holding shit. But yeah, those products as kids was different for sure.
Social media now, every social media app spams ads in your face you can't escape unless you pay to. And sometimes apps like YouTube and Twitter offer a subscription where you can lower the amount of ads you see but not completely remove them. If you're someone that buys something, whether that be Netflix or Twitter or YouTube or something.
Yo, Netflix has a ad subscription now where now the base $10 is with ads. You don't ever make something that's free in charge for shit that was free. Like, that's nasty. Like, ew. Just ew. Stop it.
And where you're still seeing ads, but you see less of it.
You're completely insane.
I'll never understand that. Just pay a couple more bucks to completely get rid of the ads and it'll help you way more. Things like TikTok Shop do ads in a sort of deceiving way to make it seem like they're relatable to you. I can't wait to tell my kids in the future I remember the good old days of TikTok before TikTok Shop and before you had to pay to promote your video for
whenever people used to do side-by-side reaction videos on TikTok where they would look at a video side-by-side and give a crazy reaction and that would go just as viral, if not more viral than the actual thing.
Views. Yeah. I'm gonna show them one of those 2018 TikToks and be like, yeah, this is what we found funny back then. On TikTok now, you notice a lot more of the TikTok Shop on your For You.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be seeing as cringy years back, but we lived. Fuck worrying about being cringe. You live. You live now, worry about being cringy later. You feel me?
You page. And people will put a...
Be a kid now, worry about being grown and sophisticated and mature later.
Link for a product in any video, even if it has nothing to do with it. Like, it'll be a clip of a streamer doing something on stream and then you'll see linked an ad to buy some headphones. The crazy thing
pisses me off.
Is too, people...
As soon as I see something like that, I scroll right past the video. Because it's almost like... Oh, so you just want me to buy something. I get it, like, the whole goal is to have an audience and sell them a product. But you could, just the whole goal is sometimes when you go on a date with a girl, right, is to have sex with her. But at least buy me dinner. Don't make it obvious you just want to, crack. You know what I'm saying? You got to, take the gal out to dinner and make her feel special because we all are special. Like, you don't just be like, I want to crack. And whenever I see that little ad thing under the video, it just goes, oh, I want to crack. I want to sell. I'm like, well, all right, I don't want to buy then. You know, you should have bought me dinner or something first. You feel me? That's how niggas be feeling whenever I see the ads under the TikToks and shit, man.
Will sit there and buy it just because it's in front of their face. It's built in the system too. We get so many ads on the daily, people end up bound to buy something eventually. Crazy to think, there used to be a time on TikTok not even that long ago when there was no ads. Same thing with places like YouTube as well. People have been getting pissed off at YouTube because they've just kept...
Mind y'all too, I want y'all to realize with the whole us as Gen Z being the consumer generation, we are trying to find internal the suffice internal lacking feelings with external means. So one, that'll never work, and on top of that, it's like, yo, to manifest a reality that you want, you literally just how they say you can get everything. The easiest way to get anything is to not want it. That's the polarities of life. Opposites attract. You ever notice when you try to give two things the exact same things on a magnet, they don't go together? It's literally like manifesting something is just realizing that you already have it. It just takes its time to manifest in the physical. It's just taking its time to get here. That's what time is. It's just the medium, right? The physical is just the effect. So if you realize you already have a car, you just buy the keychain and wait for the car to come to you. Literally. You don't have to I ain't gonna say not work, but the problem with consumerism is kind of like niggas trying to get a feeling through buying something. When if you already have the feeling, then you won't have to worry about buying a bunch of bullshit. You won't need a bunch of tattoos or like I was about to get another tattoo today. I was like, why do I want another tattoo? It's because I want to get the feeling of being attractive through a tattoo. I want people to look at me and see me as more attractive. But I'm like, I already feel attractive. I'm already attractive. So I don't need a tattoo to make me feel more attractive. I'm just buying a feeling at that point that I can give myself. You need less whenever you are more. You feel me? But you expect more when you are less. You see how it works? But the more you are, the more you receive, because you can only be given what you are. But the less you are, the less you will be given. And the more will be taken. Understand?
Adding more and more ads to things, especially now that they've cracked down on ad blockers. And I know people still get around them, but you know, they keep cracking down on them and you have to find different ways to do it. Some people get an ad when watching YouTube on a TV when they just pause the video.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying now? I don't like that loud ad, beat boom.
More important, and Grammarly.
And it's taking this a long time to load. What you got going on, Tommy? What you got going on, Tomathan?
Advertisers be thinking this will work, but if I see your product on my TV after simply pausing a video.
Is that a guy or a girl? What the hell? You know, I'm not even gonna ask. I see a mustache though.
I'm writing down that product specifically in a notebook to make sure I don't buy it. On TV too, a lot of people get an ad as their first recommended video to watch. So I'm not sure how many people are sitting there and willingly clicking on an ad to watch as their first video. The spamming of ads everywhere are just one part of us getting taken over by consumerism. A lot of it does have to deal with our own will to buy things as well. They can shill out however many products they want, but we have the power to choose them or not. And the thing that gets our generation is buying anything that's trending. A perfect example of it is Labubus. Not a single person can tell me where they even came from and the day they even found out about them, but they'll have a whole collection of them already and each one named. And we always have things like this popping off. Everyone runs to buy them and show them off just to forget about it the next month and stop talking about it. Labubus recently have become the top face of consumerism on TikTok. Same thing with matcha as well. And it's so funny because matcha has already been a thing for so long. Like in Japan, they've been having matcha for literal centuries. But just because it started to take over everywhere online, we've officially been draining the world supply of matcha and are running out. Nowadays, something will start trending as one thing. Then because of our insatiable consumerism, it has to be spread everywhere. And because of all this consumerism, the main excuse for boomers, for younger generations, and why they don't have houses and stable income is that we all spend our money on bull and that we got soft hands, brother.
I've fought more men and bedded more women than you've probably ever seen. Hell yeah.
What the hell?
Now, you want to talk about soft hands? Ain't nothing soft about me, boy.
While it is true that younger generation...
That boy had racism in it. He said, boy, that had some racism in it, boy.
Do spend more money on random we eat out more on average and spend money on things I showed like
Labubu Matcha Divine Chocolate Crumble Cookie.
The thing they don't understand is the reason why younger generations do this is because they don't have the same hope they did. A lot of this is a direct response to things that a lot of the younger generation feel are now out of reach. If you don't have the hope to be able to afford a home in the future and be able to raise a family, then the direct response we're gonna see is consumerism. People are buying things to satisfy themselves in the moment because they don't have hope to get any of the things they want.
And that's what it comes down to. Do you have the confidence and do you have the wherewithal and will to survive, but also understand that you manifest your reality and realize you attract things to you? Life doesn't happen to you. You happen to life. You know what I mean? What you do will be reflected on. Do you ever notice like people who are confident, people who have a good positive self-image, people who just have a good outlook on life, they receive positive things. They have a good outlook on life. Some say luck. I say no. They look at life pretty and beautiful, so they receive pretty and beautiful. They look at women as pretty and beautiful, so women give them pretty and beautiful. But if you look at life as unstable, you look at life where you're not confident towards life, you're insecure about life, you don't trust life, then life's not going to trust you. Life's going to make you feel insecure. Life's going to go behind your back and you're going to feel betrayed. Woman will go behind your back. You'll feel betrayed. You'll get a betrayed woman. This is why they say two dudes can get the absolutely different version of a woman, vice versa with women and men as well. You know what I mean? So I think it comes down to we as a generation have been given this psychology and have been programmed. It all comes down to programming. There's so much money in the world. We're one of the richest nations, and you're telling me that everybody in our economy can't buy a house, but there's new neighborhoods being built where I live constantly. No, it's just we've been given this idea that we don't have control over our own finances because the economy is trash or the job, just manifesting realities and outcomes where we're getting the short end of the stick. And this all comes down to mind programming. Everybody keeps saying the government controls us, the government boom, boom, boom. But when are you going to take back control? Me personally, I don't deal with none of these problems with the economy and can't find work. Like, I don't really deal with none of that stuff because I don't even feed into that reality. So I don't even experience that. You know, I don't even experience shit like that. So it all comes down to what are you going to focus on? Focus on the goods, glass half empty, glass half full. What you gonna do?
Companies know this, which is why on top of making everything buy now, pay later,
everything has also become a subscription.
I just found out recently that, you know, for new cars, how you get an app to remote start the car and whatnot? Well, some of those car brands are now charging
you can remote start a car? What the fuck? With a phone? What the fuck?
You to use their apps. The app for new Honda cars who use the Honda Link app charges you $110 per year just to be able to remote start your car. This is just them being selfish too, because other car brands have their app entirely for free. Don't be surprised when every car brand starts to assimilate to these standards and ruin it for everybody. All it takes is for one brand to make it normal for everybody to conform. And look, I'm not even saying the older generations are wrong for saying those type of complaints, but all of this isn't a one-way street. Like, it's a two-way street. It wouldn't have happened if in the past it was set up for us to be good.
These ad placements, man.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
There we go.
Back then, everyone knew, or at least had the mindset, that if you put in the work, you'd be guaranteed a house. A lot of jobs felt a lot more family-oriented, and a lot of people treated their coworkers as, like, family. But now, you're not even guaranteed to keep your job anymore if you put in the work. As soon as your boss sees they can save 0.1% of expenses by firing you, they're gonna fire your ass. Consumerism is a direct response to capitalism, and as things keep getting worse, it's going to continue on. You also have social media personas, and
there's niggas, yo, we just saw DDG and Reggie arguing over which one is richer, and DDG dissed Reggie by saying you're barely touching $100,000 a month. That is more than people make in 2 years without spending. And you're telling me you can't find $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month? You can't find $3,000, $4,000? You can't budget to make that. Like, the niggas keep talking about economy. That's why when niggas be the economy, shut your dumb ass up. Because if he can get 100, 200, 300 millions of dollars, and he's possibly came from worse conditions than you, how in the fuck can you not get it? How can you're just, I can't even say lazy. You're not lazy. You're working hard, but you're not working smart. You're just working for something. You're working for things instead of having things working for you. You don't know how to invest. You don't know how to speak life into yourself. You don't know how to, because your intuition is based off your foundation, and you have such a trash foundation that your intuition can't lead you to good business decisions. Your intuition can't lead you to good business opportunities, to the good jobs, to say the right things to the right people. So it's like, it's just like I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to, like, I can sympathize to a degree for people not coming into certain knowledges and stuff like that, but it's hard for me to sympathize when you realize that you're doing all these things to yourself. Like, it's not the economy that's bad, it's your mind when it comes to money in your life that's bad. You know what I mean? And the economy is just a self-fulfilling prophecy that reinforces how you already feel. You know what I mean?
Everyone's gotta look like one of them. You either gotta dress like Cardi, look like a Y2K baddie, anything new that can pop up. They even have a new meme for one called the...
Damn, that's a perform. Let me see if I'm with any of this shit. Hell nah, 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 hell nah. Fuck, I got a camera, but my camera's for YouTube, so that doesn't count. Yeah, I'm not a performative male. That's trash. This is weird. Woman, race, class. Yeah, that cut. That's weird.
Performative male, which is pretty much a guy who tries to emulate anything like that'll impress the host. It's mandatory. It includes matcha, a book about feminism.
It's like I thought the performative male epidemic was more of you just living, like whenever a nigga was shirtless sitting outside his window reading a book in the sun, and he just looked like he was mad uncomfortable. I just thought it was more of living for an aesthetic rather than comfortability and actual enjoyment. Like, you're living for... Like, you know, you see a picture on TikTok or a video of somebody on TikTok, and you're like the aesthetic is hard, It's like you're living for an aesthetic just to say, like, I read, I drink boba matcha, and I go to the gym. Like, or like I go get my hair cut, I go get my nails glossed and manicured, and then I go stand around at a gas station with my Hellcat and fill it up with gas with a camera recording me. Like, you live purely for the gram and for TikTok to praise you. That's what I thought the performative male thing was, not for the hoes. Shit, I might be wrong though. I don't know. I'm not telling.
And you listening to Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, like that. That's not for the hoes. He's just trying to look like he's important. It's performative. I don't know, but everybody performs, and the biggest creators, the biggest rappers are performing. So it's almost like we're making fun of people because you just not famous. You just don't have 1,000. You just don't have 1 million followers who glaze you about this. But if this guy was, I don't know, if this guy was like Kanye, or if this guy was somebody rich and famous, they wouldn't be like making fun of him. So it all comes down to, again, like, are you looking for everybody else to validate you, or are you gonna validate you? But this guy's definitely bullshitting. It just doesn't look genuine. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? Boba matcha. Is this nigga reading 2 books?
There be a lot of women out here thinking these type of dudes are perfect and every man should simply emulate them. Not knowing that a lot of them are simply strategists conforming to what'll work for them to smash. In fact, a lot of these dudes be the worst to be with. It's kind of like how every girl has that dream Hollywood male actor, and a lot of those actors end up being terrible people and serial cheaters. But
time, yeah, energy. I don't feel like finishing this, but yeah, the performative male epidemic. I mean, no, this is not before. This is a consumer.